Greetings, Japan fans. In today's show, we are going to look at, well, you're in a certain situation at home now and you're the leader. How's that coming along? Here's some ideas that will help you. Maishu, arigatou gozaimasu, and welcome back to the Leadership Japan series. I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy, the president of Dale Carnegie Training Japan, the best-selling author, Japan Sales Mastery, and also my new book on how to master business in Japan called Japan Business Mastery. We are broadcasting around the world from lockdown in Minato-ku in the center of Tokyo, leadership capital of Japan. Well, we are all facing a brand new world here. We are leaders leading remotely. This throws up many, many challenges. So in this podcast, I'm trying to explore ideas and come up with insights and thinking about how we can adapt to this new situation. If you have feedback on the show or preference about potential future topics, then leave us your comments. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share this podcast. Now, we do podcasts every day. Despite COVID-19, we have not done anything to change our cadence. We are still pumping out a podcast every day. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series, and Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. Before we get going, our handy Japanese phrase of the day is dochi. Now, this is meaning which one, and it's a sort of phrase you'd use with very close friends. You would never use it with a client. If you had to ask them between two things, you'd never say dochi. That would be way too informal, way too rude. But this is informal language with your friends. So if you wanted to ask them which one do they want to choose between two things or a number of things, you say dochi, dochi, dochi. This is very informal. Dochi, dochi. Which one? Dochi. Which one would you like? Dochi, dochi, dochi. Okay, this is episode number 355. 355. Today we're talking about lockdown leadership and coordination. Now, technically, Japan hasn't gone into lockdown as other countries have, but in typical Japanese fashion, it is effectively the same thing. By requiring honourable everyone to cooperate with the government's request, they have achieved the same outcome as a lawful direction. My fellow Aussies have had to be given fines for not cooperating with lawful requirements, making us toe the line. Because we are wild colonial boys and girls. Not here in Japan, though. And so now we have many more people working from home. Leading from home is a challenge. The first thing that pops up are the difficulties of coordinating things that were so much easier in the office. In this isolation environment, there is a greater degree of separation between the team members and with the boss. Everything seems to slow down and drift, even more than normal. Actually, in the best of times, despite your heroic efforts, nothing moves at a rapid pace in white-collar work in Japan anyway. By the way, if you want to see if the Japanese can work really fast, then visit factories. I remember touring a car plant assembly line, and the pace of work production on display was really impressive. In the Japanese office, however, it is usually a lot more leisurely. I always feel Japan is full of Parkinson law poster children. The same amount of work getting done per day is calmly spread over 13 hours rather than 7. So now add in the unsupervised work from home equation, and things can easily grind to a very low production ebb. There are additional factors in play, though. Technology issues arise when trying to replicate what you do at the office while working from home. My team all have company mobile phones and laptops, but very few had printers at home. Not everyone has really fast broadband either, so live conference calls and conferences on video can become very clunky and unstable. I also bought them all headsets to try to reduce the work noise intrusion into their homes. Another part of this productivity issue is because the family abode is a pretty confined affair in Japan. Most people live in small apartments or small homes. I have a humble study at home, which by Japanese standards is quite a luxury. One of my American colleagues from Big Sky, Dakota, asked me if I was attending the video conference call from my closet. How do I explain Japan to her? I just said, yes, I am. For my Japanese staff, throw the kids who can't go to school into the working home mix, and chaos is the order of the day. Trying to get any work done in this environment is a nightmare. Find out more when we come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our online public courses, but we also do virtual online training. We do it custom in-house as well. We do these in Japanese, we do them in English. Today's show is brought to you by our online products. These are all 2-hour teaching modules. May the 1st, we are doing Adjust to Change. May 15th, Build Trust, Credibility and Respect. May 21st, we're doing Motivational Leadership. And May 27th, we're doing Managing Conflict in the Workplace. Now, our website is full of useful resources. Go to enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. You may have more time to watch videos. Stop watching Netflix or its equivalents. Instead, watch Japan Dale Carnegie TV. We've got over 900 good quality education videos for you there on a broad range of subjects. Now, we release 2 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show in Japan. That's Mondays. And Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show. You can also get my book, Japan Sales Mastery, the Bible for Selling on Japan, and my book, Japan Business Mastery. Both of those you can get from Amazon. Welcome back. Working in teams means we rely on our colleagues to get their part of the work completed, conforming to certain milestones and cut-off dates. This new lockdown environment may make a lot of previously planned work schedules wishful thinking today. Bosses need to reconsider what makes sense in terms of outputs in this environment, and to do this in a discriminatory fashion. Discriminate toward expecting more from those who have personal circumstances that avail them space, peace and quiet when working from home. Recalibrate what you would expect from other team members who are working in home hell at the moment. Allowances have to be made, but it requires the boss to have that degree of knowledge of the team. If you don't have it, then just ask. The coordination element gets interesting because people start to second guess what you want, or may decide that they prefer to do things in a different way to what you thought was happening. How would you know? This is happening when you are in glorious isolation. You can't possibly prepare for all possibilities across all dimensions of work and be able to head these diversions off at the pass. You certainly can't do it at scale with a large workforce. Delegation is now absolutely required. However, it can't be the usual low level of delegation, which is really abandonment and neglect dressed up in fancy clothes. It has to be delegation with a much higher degree of reporting, almost breaking the rules on micromanagement. People will do stuff you can't imagine. And when you discover these things by happenstance, you start to realize the scale of the systemic problem. Bosses need to be checking in a lot more on work being done. Certainly maintain the regular cadence of meetings, but then add to that cadence to over-communicate. More short catch-up meetings will tell you earlier when trouble is on the way, or when wild tangents are now loose in the system. The energy and time needed to coordinate simple things goes up dramatically in this lockdown, isolation environment. You need to allow for that. You may find yourself having to work longer to better coordinate things, and so be careful of sitting all day. In the office, you get up to go make a coffee or get some water or go out for lunch. Home is much smaller and you move a lot less. Before you know it, you are gaining weight, losing muscle density, and spending many more long hours staring at your computer screen. Everyone else's inadequacies and time challenges now get bumped up to you as you try to cope with your team's new, even more inefficient way of working. As we found out, COVID-19's disruptions were not over by Easter. This will last a lot longer than we prefer, so dig in for trench warfare. Reassess how you are working and make your adjustments now. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series. If you found the program useful, and tell your family, friends and colleagues. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe and share this podcast. You can contact me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. There's lots of good stuff on our website. That's enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. Until the next episode, please stay safe, stay well. Practice social distancing, washing your hands, avoiding crowded spaces. Stay home. It will pass. The more we all cooperate, the faster it will disappear. So let's work on that. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy here in Japan. COVID-19 or otherwise, always ready to help you grow your business.